how to make money in crypto, and I heard it's still a thing. If you like money in crypto, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Guys, you guys like the bolo? Fun story. A fan actually sent this bolo in. I've never worn one. And they sent it to TJ. TJ, why did they send you the bolo?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Well, guys, we got a big story going on right now as we're going to Texas tonight, flying out to Austin, Texas, speaking to the House of Representatives there tomorrow. We're going to affect crypto policy. Imagine that. So I got my cowboy hat on, ready to go to Texas. So I know you guys, the last time I wore the cowboy hat, I came out firing at people. And I'm not coming out firing at people. I just thought, you know what? Let's wear the hat. Let's wear the hat today. And then I got my new Bang flavor, Georgia Peach Sweet Tea. Just sounded country. I don't even like peaches.
You don't like peaches?
Well, depends on what the context there is.
I'm talking about the fruit.
No, I do not like peach. It's a fruit.
Okay.
But the tea's pretty good, actually. I have to admit. Oh, man. Okay. Guys, what's going on right now in the crypto markets? Are we seeing that recovery? Are we seeing the recovery right now? Well, we're going to be talking about some numbers that we feel like Bitcoin has to get above. Ethereum getting a nice bounce today. Guys, let me tell you. Yesterday, I got some fun stories. Yesterday, I was at my kids' all-star game. We lost. It was very sad. But I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm so interested in what's happening at the game. And I'm also watching my portfolio at the same time. And it was really rough.
I bet.
We hit a new low in the portfolio, actually. Yesterday was lower than the crash last week. We actually lost $12 million. $12 million gone. But it's okay. Because you know what? We didn't sell, and it's back up today. So who cares, right?
Yep.
So you guys know, y'all are watching your portfolios terrified. I'm not terrified, but I'm watching the portfolio. I'm going through all the fill-ins. I thought this was pretty funny. So after the game on Saturday, I went to Five Guys, and a guy there walked up to me, and he said, "I'm a big fan." I was like, "Oh, that's cool," because I love Five Guys burgers over In-N-Out, of course. But I thought it was pretty funny. He said that he had just moved here from Denver. His name was Dave. He said he had just moved here from Denver and that he had been joking with his friends that he ran into me. And then he really ran into me at Five Guys.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And then I got recognized twice at the gas station yesterday. 2 different gas stations. So that's why today we're wearing the cowboy hat, so nobody will recognize me.
It's working.
It's working. Nobody knows who we are now. Guys, let's get into the markets. Let's just get right into this, guys. We're going to look at some big stories. A Goldman Sachs leaked report coming in at 1.06 million subscribers. We are almost at 1.1 million. Very excited about that as we continue to be the largest crypto channel on all the interwebs. And not just the largest crypto channel, guys. You guys remember, we are far and away the largest force in crypto. It's not even close. We got 386,000 followers here on Twitter. You guys make sure you are following us on Twitter. We got over 200,000 on Instagram. We ticked up on TikTok. We're now at 2.7 million on TikTok. So guys, altogether we're looking at, I think we got it like close to 4 million followers, somewhere around, actually more than that. Closer to 5 million, actually, I think, than 4. Somewhere around there. So the BitSquad, you guys are impacting lives. You're impacting crypto. Guys, if we didn't have such a fierce community, I wouldn't get asked to go do things like speak to politicians about crypto regulation. That's exciting. This is a hallmark for the channel. It's a hallmark for you guys. So we're going to, it's a closed door meeting tomorrow, so it's not going to be public. It's not going to be live, but I'm going to be telling you guys about how it went. Some questions that I got. Frank is coming out with me to vlog it for Hit Network. You guys make sure you're following Hit Network as well. But we're going to see. We're going to try to get as much content as we can about it. But we got to remember what this is about. This isn't about us going out there and making videos and making content. This is about us impacting America. This is a space race between us and China and Russia. Who is going to emerge as the number one force in crypto? We had some interesting stuff coming out of China last week where they're saying foreign cryptos won't be allowed there. But Chinese crypto, Neo, Ontology, IOST, those will be allowed, supposedly, according to some stuff that came out. So we are in the midst of this space race, and we're definitely going to have to see what happens on that front. Also on Twitter, sometimes I'll tweet about sports. So Hawks with a big win last night. So Trae Young hit the game-winning shot with 2 seconds left. So if you guys want to see me say LFG Hawks, Game one down, ATL, baby. You guys can follow me there, too, because we're not all nerds. All right, let's get into the crypto markets here, guys. Let's see what's popping. 1.6. I was just kind of astounded at this number looking at it this morning. Like, we've lost almost $1 trillion. At the low, we had lost $1 trillion. It's kind of like paying capital gains taxes. Am I right? Like, you got to pay the taxes. You made the money, but you're like, man, it sure was great. I made all that money. We lost $900 billion from the market. Sure am glad we had that much to lose. 2017, $900 billion was the entire market.
Yeah.
So let's keep all that into perspective.
That was one of the funniest tweets I saw over the weekend. Was like, looks like there's some really strong report at $0.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The people that say Bitcoin's going to zero are idiots.
Yeah. There's been a few of them in our chat lately saying these guys are just, moon boys and, it's all going to zero. You guys are all
going
idiots.
to zero.
Yeah.
Guys, they've been calling me a moon boy since 2017. And let me tell you, it's worked out okay for me.
Yeah.
So we've had some price predictions that have been exceeded. I mean, Dogecoin blew away my price prediction for it. So, and guys, I firmly believe, here's the thing about social media. You can move to Market Watch there. Ooh, somebody says it's raining in Austin. Well, we're just going to be there tonight. I'm not getting there till 9:30, and then we got the thing in the morning, and then I'm out by 3 o'clock tomorrow. So a lot of people are asking for a Texas meetup. Just probably don't have time on this trip because it's in the. This has been very disruptive for our schedule here, but it's okay because it's very important. But I'm not going to be on around the blockchain. We're still going to do it tomorrow with four guests, but I'm not going to be on it. So it's messing up our schedule a little bit, but we're glad to do it. We enjoy doing it. We're actually paying for this whole trip out of our own pocket because we think this is important. But at the same time, it is going to mess up the schedule a little bit. So we won't be live streaming tomorrow morning either. So
somebody's hating on the hat.
Somebody hates the hat. It's an outlaw hat. If you guys didn't know, that's the style here. Outlaw. Okay. Because I ain't never met a rule I didn't want to break. Tell you what, I saw some nice comments about the hat, but yeah. TJ pointed out the one negative.
Well, I thought you saw it too.
Yeah, I did not see that one. What was the? Talking about the meetup. Yeah, so we just don't have time this time. Next time we come out of Texas, we'll do a meetup, I'm sure. So if I would have thought through it a little bit, maybe could have made it happen, but we wanted to stick to our schedule here. But guys, look at Bitcoin dominance here, coming at 44.4%, and we got the volume at 229 billion. Volume not that high considering all of the crazy stuff that's happening, And I've been looking at this market, and it seems like 38,000 is the point where we're stalling out, which we'll look at some of the TA here in just a little bit. But guys, we got to get back above 40 if we really want to make this happen. Ethereum, though, above 2,500. Binance coin back above 300. It was like 260 yesterday. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Cardano holding tough. Dogecoin now back in the 30s. XRP, and I'll tell you guys this. We're going to be doing some more content on TJ's favorite coin here because I'm telling you guys, I'm hearing stuff. I can't divulge, but I'm hearing things about XRP that are making me very bullish on it for the next couple of months. Go to Terry Black's Barbecue in Austin. Ben, I went there last time I was there. How about that? Yeah, that was pretty good. They had some big old calf ribs, or they were just beef ribs, I guess. They were humongous. It was the biggest rib I ever had. Faded Polo saying dead cat bounce. I mean, guys, it's hard to know what's going on right now with this market. We got to let everything kind of shake out. I do not think this is a dead cat bounce, but this is what's so difficult, okay? If you go back to 2017, what we're experiencing right now is exactly what we experienced in December and January 2018. So it's hard because you're looking at the numbers and you don't know what a dead cat bounce is until it drops again. And if it goes up, then it nullifies a dead cat bounce. Basically, the idea is, God, this is explaining what a dead cat bounce is very violent.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. If you were a terrible person and you dropped a cat out of a window, the cat's dead when it hits the ground, but it's still going to bounce a little bit. It's pretty gross. Never really thought about how gross that is. But the idea is that basically all the wind has been sucked out of this market, and it falls and it hits the ground, and it bounces just high enough to make you think it's still got a chance, and then it crashes. I don't think that's what we're going over now. We're going to look at the chart. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I am thinking is going on. I could be wrong, though. I mean, I didn't think we were going to fall this far by any stretch of the imagination, but at the same time, we have seen this before. We have seen this before, so a lot of interesting stuff going on. Let's look at the biggest gainers of the day. Maker, Polygon continuing to move. Pancake Swap, another big mover. Yearn Finance. Now these are just bounces back. But remember, guys, if you get something like Harmony, God, it was back under 10 cents. God, what does that mean? Was it like 7 cents? Jeez. But the idea is that, like let's take Harmony, for instance. If Harmony dropped 55%, 55% would not be enough to get it back where it was. It actually takes a higher percentage move up to negate the same size move down, right? So if something drops 20%, it's got to go up 30% to get back to even. I don't know exactly what the numbers are. I don't have them sitting here in front of me, but something to think about. Let's look at the biggest losers of the week. Not too bad. I mean, Terra's down 57%.
Not too bad.
Some coins were down 70% or more before they got these big pumps. So, I mean, we've only got 2 coins that are down over 50%, which definitely sucks, but OKB, Bakery Token, Cello, Avalanche, Revain, everything. Golly. I mean, you got to go all the way down here to find things that are up. Nothing's up. Helium's up 3%. That's the biggest gainer of the week. That's crazy. Look at this. Helium 3%.
Oh,
wow.
just ticked over that number. It's not 3% anymore.
0.61%. It's still number 1. How about that? So guys, we certainly didn't think, and everything else is stable coins pretty much. We didn't think we were going to see this last week by any stretch of the imagination, but we did see it. But look, I told you guys, Bitcoin is worth moving money into right now in altcoins, because even if it continues to drop, it's going to hold better than the altcoins. So, okay, let's move on here. Let's look at the charts. Here we go. Now, I was looking at the 8-hour chart last night, and I shared something on Twitter, and, a lot of people were confused by what I shared last night.
Was it?
Dang old,
Where you were pointing out the X's, right?
Yeah, basically. So, this is the tweet right here. I said, tell me what you see here. Now, last night we had actually gotten a green dot on the 8-hour chart. I think there was also one on the 12-hour chart. It did not confirm. So it is actually not there. I would think it didn't confirm because the reason we didn't get the large green dot to confirm is because if you're looking here at the 8-hour chart, basically by the time the green dot printed, it wasn't below this. It wasn't below the negative 60 line, or is it negative 55? I think it's negative 60. It wasn't below this negative 60 line, so we didn't get the large green dot. But that's because we didn't get a big enough dip yesterday to push it into a large green dot like the 3 we see here. But back to the tweet here, when you look, you see these green dots here. 4 green dots on the 8-hour chart. The money flow definitely in the red, looking very negative. But look at this, okay? We had a green dot right here. What happened? Yellow X's. What do these yellow X's mean? Manipulation, okay? We had another green dot. What followed it? Gigantic crash. Another yellow X for the manipulation. Then right here, we had it look like it was going to go back up again. We didn't get the large green dot, but it was close. Yellow X. So what are we seeing right now on the chart? We are not seeing a yellow X yet. When we see those yellow X's, it means manipulation. Now, the thing to note in this tweet here is that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow X's on the 8-hour chart. I would believe that I don't think we've ever seen that on the 8-hour chart before. That many yellow X's. Not on the ByBit chart, at least, where things are... this is Bitstamp here. So, let's see. We had 2 back here in August of 20. 2 here for the pandemic crash. We had 1 here. Gizmo, will you please just not fall over his dang old ears? Here we got 4 pretty close together at the end of 2019. So I guess this is probably the closest thing right here would have been when you had these 4 this close together. But I think even when you look at this, I mean, it's not even close to look how close these are together. This is the largest manipulation we've seen in the history of Bitcoin, I would say. And I don't think it's even close. We go back here and we look at the, let's see, this would have been in November. Okay, so actually we do have some stuff to kind of compare that to on the 8-hour chart here. And you know what's funny about this? This is what's funny about this. So this is the closest we've ever seen to this, which we had 4 X's this close together. We've never had more than 4. This was the hash wars. This was the hash wars. I'm going to try to spell it out. Hash. This is going off the rails.
Yeah.
Hash.
Hey, not bad. Not bad.
Well, oh, it kind of looks like Star Wars almost. Star Wars. Hash wars. Look at this. Boom. Okay.
It's actually almost better than your lines.
Wow. Wow, that is good. Fudder? Who's saying FUD?
I have no idea.
What FUD did we say? So anyways, this was the hash wars back here. This was when Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash split. And there was a huge war over the hash rate, okay? And this was an obvious time of manipulation. This is what actually led to the bottom of the market. Within days, we had the absolute bottom, which I think was 31.22 right here, was as low as it hit. So the point is, TJ Nitmilk, no question about it.
Yeah,
there.
no question.
No question, Paul.
Best ROI.
Best ROI. You get a giant squirt in the eye. Who would not want that? So when you look at what we've just gone through with this, guys, it is obvious that when you get this many X's on top of each other, it is pure manipulation. And from my standpoint, I believe we are going to recover. We are seeing exactly what happened in 2013 with this dip. God, what was the guy's name? What was the guy's name that tweeted about this? I saw something. I can't remember. It was somebody who's like somebody big in crypto. What is his name though? It's not like a personality. It's like a person behind a project.
Tweeted about what?
They showed the 2013, 2014 dip. Let me see if I can just search it. See if I can find it. Basically what it showed is that, oh, this is all the way back there. Basically what it showed is that in 2013, basically we had this gigantic dip in the middle of 81%. And it looks like that's what we're facing now. So, guys, we have relied heavily on the history on this channel. You guys know that. That's why we've been successful all year. This is not necessarily in the history of the last bull run, right? But, you know, one thing that people really have criticized me for over this last year or so where we've blown up is that I've been saying, like, based on history, all this stuff's going to happen. But the big critique of that is we just don't have a lot of history. We only have 3 full Bitcoin cycles, but in reality, we only have 2 post-halving cycles, right? The first one was the creation of Bitcoin, so there was no halving there. So in 2012, we got the Bitcoin halving, and then that led to the 2013-2014 bull run, okay? Then we got the 2016 halving and the 2017 and 2018 bull run. It ended in January of 2018. The criticism has been, like, I'm relying too heavily on these only 2 that we've ever had. Well, they were pretty similar to each other, but they each had one identifying characteristic. Well, the 2013-2014 had one identifying characteristic that separated it from the 2017 bull run, which was, and we can see it if we pull up the Newpol here. Probably that's the easiest place for us to see this at. If you go to the Newpol here. Okay, I got to log in. Take it off 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is the Newpol, and this is the all-time of the Newpol here. And you look back here in 2013, you see the 2 euphoric peaks. Hey, get rid of that guy. What is that guy? Get rid of that guy. What an idiot. So we have 2 euphoric peaks here in 2013 and 2014, okay? And you had a gigantic correction in the middle, which was an 83%, and you removed him from the channel completely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 83% drop here on the charts, okay? The second one was not like that. It was a pretty much bottom left to upper right. There were not gigantic corrections in it, okay? The biggest correction was 42%. It was near the beginning. Once the bull run started heating up, the largest we saw, I believe, was 38%. We never saw another 40% correction. So here's the point. Out of 2 bull runs, okay, we had one that had an 83% correction, and we had one that had a 42% correction at the peak. This one had 55. It's still within that range, right? We have not seen, so far, we had not seen a dip over 34%, I think, in this bull run. So we had not had dips that were as low, okay, but we also didn't have dips that were way worse. It looks like to me, if I were to guess what's happening right now, which that's all we can do right now, it's easy to look back in retrospect, okay? But if I were to guess, we're seeing a hybrid. We're going to see a hybrid of the 2013, 2014, and the 2017, where we get the major correction in the middle, but then from here, we carry on. There's simply not enough time in this bull run for us to go through a 4-month correction at this point. There's just not enough time. That would be the end of the bull run. And that would be unprecedented, okay? So most likely what we're looking at is, I don't know if it's TJ, what would you consider a V recovery to be?
You mean how quickly?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that over this weekend, like what time frame would make sense. I mean, V-shape usually is pretty quick. I'd say within a week or so, maybe 2. But a lot of people been talking about like a W-shaped recovery, which I guess, I don't know. I guess it depends on where you start measuring from. Like, have we already started to experience some of that recovery from the initial drop earlier last week, and then it dipped again, and now we're coming back up? But, yeah, I still feel strongly that we'll be back in, bullish sentiment territory and an upward trend in June. So whether it's, another week of May, maybe the first week of June, but about 2 weeks before we start seeing some, back – well above 40, and then towards the end of June, probably pushing 60, 70K again.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so, too.
I think that I think this recovery can probably take about 2 weeks, 2 weeks to a month. If it takes longer than that, we're probably in trouble.
Yeah.
And by recovery, I don't mean get back to all-time highs. What I actually mean is it needs to get back stable above probably 45 to 47K.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. To be able to get us to where we can get that kind of recovery. I just don't want to, fill you guys with hopium. I mean, guys, let's look at the facts here. The fact is right now, Bitcoin can still not get above 38K. Every time it gets above 38K, it gets rejected and pushed back down. We got to get over 42. We have to get over 42, in the next 2 weeks, in my opinion, pretty much. So
sure.
If not, we will be treading on probably pretty dangerous ground. But I think it can do it. I mean, guys, when we looked at that yesterday on the video I made, and I know we're going long on the Bitcoin, but this is the most important thing going on right now.
Absolutely.
Okay. When you looked at that article yesterday on, I think it was Cointelegraph, maybe, I can't remember what it was, but where basically they had done analytics and ran Chainalysis on all of the selling. Almost all of the selling was done from Bitcoin that had only been in that wallet from 1 week to 1 month. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
That tells you these people bought these coins to dump the price. There's too much bullish momentum. None of our Glassnode indicators are showing top of the market. None of them. Okay? Willy Woo, Plan B, the 2 people who we probably agreed with the most through this entire bull run are both saying the same thing. And Plan B actually said like he would be worried if the price got below 30K and held a little bit. Mm-hmm. But they call me the crypto Chuck Norris. I tell you what, I'll take that. So Bitcoin go up. That's all I got to do from Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
But I think like if you look back at, and I know it's, it takes me forever to get back there. But 2013, 2014, if we go look at that real quick and we see what happened with the price during that time, you will see how long it took to recover. When we looked at this last week,
it's like 5 months, right? It's like May to October.
So basically, it definitely had a longer downswing if you look at what happened. I mean, it had this crash, and then it went up, and then it went down and made a new low. It went up and made new lows, new lows, new lows, And then it basically took from November to March, so 5 months to get back to new all-time highs. So that's why I say I think we're going to see something similar to what happened in 2017, 2018 in terms of the recovery here, because somebody made that, I can't find it. I wish I could find it. It showed basically that 372 days into the 2017 bull run, it had a dramatic crash. We were 373 days into this bull run.
Yeah, it's actually, what's a good way to get this to you? Forza posted it in our research group.
Did he put it on?
I don't know if he tweeted it or not.
Let me look, see if he did. Forza_crypto. This is one of my guys here. God, stop tweeting so much, Forza. I'm trying to find this.
That's not it.
No, I don't see it anywhere. I saw somebody else tweet it this morning, and I was looking at it. Somebody put a cool little graphic on it, and I couldn't find it. But anyways, I strongly believe this is not the end of the bull run, and I'm going to continue operating that way. We're not selling anything. I told you we sold some altcoins for Bitcoin, one specifically. But I think the thing is, and we were talking about this yesterday when we were looking at how much the price has dropped yesterday, it was like, it's kind of an eerie feeling like reliving what we went through.
Yeah.
But I just strongly believe this isn't the end. And so that's why we're not selling anything. So let's talk about Ethereum here real quick, guys.
And another thing to remember, just for people on a psychological level, especially if you're new to this, is all of this FUD and selling pressure and everything you're experiencing right now, it's all designed to make you question your convictions and see, like he just said, like, we still really believe everything we've been saying for the last few months. So because of that, we're not going to backtrack on our convictions. But that is the exact design of all of this news and all of this bad price action and all that, is to get people that are less confident in their own thoughts and beliefs to question themselves, sell, and then the big money take it over. Oh, they said Lark tweeted it.
Lark tweeted, okay.
Yeah, let's see if we can find that, because that was good.
We try to get Lark on around the blockchain. I need to reach out to my bigger YouTuber friends, see if they want to come on the show sometime.
Yeah, I was actually talking.
I know he's just in New Zealand. It's a weird time, I think, for him.
Yeah.
They said Lark tweeted it. I'm looking. Oh, is this the one?
Oh no, there was
the
really,
fear and greed index is down to a 10.
That was close. One he had was close up there.
Was it?
It was a little different. Right there, down. It's a
This
little
one?
different, but it's still shows. It's not the one you were talking about, but.
So this is 2017?
I think is what it said. It's specific. That's Ethereum, not Bitcoin, though. It looks.
Oh,
like.
it's Ethereum. I was about to say I know Bitcoin didn't have that.
No.
So that makes sense. Okay. Well, there was one that had a nice little graphic on it, but we got to see if this thing is going to actually bounce rather than just dead cat bouncing it. Right now, Ethereum's holding pretty good. It's at 25, 28. I would like to see Bitcoin get back over 42 and Ethereum get back over 3,000 to feel pretty, a lot better what's going on. I was looking at DOT yesterday. It was like $14,
Yeah,
I think.
I was looking at that too. Holy cow. Got hammered.
Unbelievable. DOT got hammered more than anything, I think. I mean,
so
it felt
too.
like it anyways. Look at the prices. So, and you guys notice, like here on the Ethereum chart or on the 8-hour chart, we got a yellow X for this too. I mean, guys, you see yellow X's usually around the bottom. It doesn't always have to be a bottom, but when you do see a bottom, that's where these whales just get exhausted of selling out the prices. And I think, guys, everything's like circumstantial. You know what I mean? Like, if this just came out of nowhere and we didn't have literally the worst week in crypto news history last week, where it was like everything was coming from every direction, then I don't think we would be feeling this way. I think we'd be a lot more concerned. But since everything seemed coordinated, since the chain analysis seemed to indicate that these were newer coins that were bought just for the purpose of selling, that's what makes us lean this way. I mean, and trust me, like I've said before, I definitely don't want to lead you guys down the wrong track, but I can only tell you what I'm doing. That's all I can do is tell you what I'm doing. He just tweeted again.
Well, and Kat's going to throw it on the Trello card.
Oh, okay.
We have it. I have it here. I just don't have a way to get it to you other than Trello.
Okay. And guys, if you do want to trade, if you do feel like we are, near the bottom, or you think we're going to go down further, you guys can always sign up for ByBit or Femex. You guys can get good deposit bonuses there. If leverage trading is something you want to do, I'm not doing any trading right now myself. I'm waiting to see some more confirmations, but, I got my account ready to go. If I do want to do that, you guys can sign up at bitboycrypto.com/deals. But please be responsible. Y'all don't lose. Don't get wrecked. Don't lose your money.
So that's actually up now on Trello.
It is on Trello. Okay, let me go pull that. I don't have Trello pulled up. Let me pull it up. Okay, let's see. It's today. Oh, there it is. Okay.
You can just click that. Yeah.
Okay. Open a new tab. Okay, so basically this is what it is. 2017, right here, 55% drop. That's at the beginning of 2017, though, I think, wasn't it? Or no? Saying a 55% drop. I don't remember that. Thought we looked at. But anyways, 372 days. There was a gigantic drop here. And then you look at 2021, 373 days in, and another gigantic drop. Look what happened afterwards. Now, if we are judging this off of 2017, then it looks like it took it 4 days to recover. So that's pretty interesting. Right now, we are in, let's see, let's go back to the chart here. Back to the Bitcoin chart. See how many days we are into this. We are now on, well, I'm way far off now. Let me just go here, be easier. Okay. All right, so right now we are 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 5 days in. So could today start the bounce? But the interesting thing about that one was, it recovered very quickly. Very quickly. We are not seeing that quick recovery right now. Like I said, we've got to get over 38. It keeps stalling out about 37.5. So we'll have to see what happens there. But let's just look at Ethereum for a little bit here. I mean, obviously, Ethereum is going to do whatever Bitcoin does. But if you look at Ethereum, it's recovering a little bit better than Bitcoin. If you look here at the EMA ribbon, what you'll find is that we are now up in the ribbon. Right now, we keep hitting this resistance of the, the fifth line of the ribbon right there. It's at about 25.50. It keeps getting rejected there. Where if you come here and you look at Bitcoin, I don't think we're not even in the ribbon yet. Yeah, we're not even in the ribbon. Like, it keeps wicking up to the ribbon, as you guys can see right here, but it keeps getting rejected. So we really need to have a close above 37. Let's see, what is that? Or above 37.7 to really be looking a little more bullish and looking back up at the ribbon. And if we were looking at comparisons for when the last time we saw something like this for Bitcoin was, it would have been during the March crash. That's when we were really solid below the ribbon for a couple of weeks. So, Ethereum is getting back up. It's holding, in terms of its chart, it's holding a little bit better than Bitcoin. The actual percentage is not, Bitcoin obviously, Ethereum got hit harder than Bitcoin did, I believe. Let's see what the number is. From the peak. Yeah, 60%. 60% for Ethereum. Bitcoin right now is only down. From the top to the bottom, it should have been 55%, I believe. So 54.25%. So, but it's interesting. I mean, Ethereum holding its own against Bitcoin pretty good, all things considered. So, all right, but let's look at some exciting news. How many people are watching, by the way?
About 24,000.
Oh. How many likes? 7,000?
About 3,700.
Listen here, ma'am. I'm going to need you to go ahead and hit that like button, y'all. If you all could do us a favor and take a pause, smash that like button for us. And then if you're on mobile, by the way, you got to X out of the live chat, hit the like button, and then click live chat again. That'll really help more people to see this video. ADA 360 Thursday, 60 to 90 days of ADA devs to Alonzo. That's the new hard fork for Cardano. We had a really fun Cardano video for you guys, so we didn't get to show, unfortunately. But we got another one coming for you guys maybe this week. So Cardano, Polkadot, and XRP are 3 coins I'm looking at right now. But Bitcoin gained 6% as Bollinger Band's creator eyes W-shaped Bitcoin price bottom. Current price activity could end up in bulls' favor, says John Bollinger, with traders keenly awaiting an uptick that could liquidate shorters. W-shaped bottom at logical price. And you know what? Here's the thing, guys. This is the thing about being an influencer. I know people hate that word. The thing about it being an influencer is we come on here and we're bold, right? I come on here, I say bold things, I give you predictions, I tell you where I think things are going to end. During the times when things don't look promising, it's just attack after attack after attack after attack. Especially like on TikTok, a lot of people attacking me there in the comments and stuff. People are mad, they're losing money, I get it. But those people have no accountability, right? Like when the price goes back up and we look like genius by the end of the year, they don't jump back on. They're like, you know what? I was wrong about that. You actually knew what you were talking about. You just got to stay steady during these times. Look, is right now the time to take profits? No, I don't think so. A month ago, when I told you over and over again, it's not a bad thing to take profits when you're up, should you have been taking profits? Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me we got people like John Bollinger coming on here and talking about we're going to recover, because we believe that. We're bold. We believe that we are going to recover. He said last week Bollinger called Bitcoin's rebound from 30K to 42K logical, given the significance of the latter price level. Now he said the upper bound could be forming the middle peak of a W-shaped price formation, a double prolonged bottom followed by an exit to the upside. In this situation, 30,000 was the first bottom and May 23rd's $31,000 dip, the second. And I think we're going to get maybe Crown's Crypto Cave on the show soon. He actually did a video yesterday where he was talking about this, and he said, we got to go down and test $32,000 in order to get this bounce on the way back up. Literally within 2 hours of me watching that video, it went all the way down to 31. So, you know, that is a little hopium there for a V-shaped recovery. He says BTUSD is working on a short-term, John Bollinger, on a short-term W bottom at a logical place. The developing risk versus reward looks good. Stay tuned for a trade opportunity. Not to me, to the markets. So basically he's saying that, let's see, what is this? This is the, what day is today? That was yesterday. So this doesn't show the full crash the other day, I guess, right? Doesn't show the drop down to 30. I guess that was on the 19th last week. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin had gained around 6% on the day of the writing, hitting more than 38K, before continuing to range on short time frames. Talking about short squeeze demand building. Scott Melker, known as the Wolf of All Streets, is that what he's called?
Yeah, I think so.
I met Scott before. He's a nice guy. Cited the relative strength index flashing oversold as cause for optimism. So we're just seeing a lot of stuff, you know, in the in the world of trading that is indicating things should be going up.
Same story.
Same story, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything new here. So this would be the W. W? I don't see a W anywhere. Do you see a W there? That looks kind of like a W almost.
Yeah.
So he said this was a double bottom, though. So I guess this is the start of the W.
Yeah, I think here and here. And then it goes up
this is
again.
all the way back to...
Like if it goes down, up, down, and then back up, that's what will complete it.
Yeah. This is not from recent. This is like since October probably, it looks like. But anyways, guys, we're seeing a lot of stuff. That's like what I was showing you guys with Market Cipher. Like we're getting a lot of strong indication that the market is recovering on the technicals. You're getting green dots everywhere, but a green dot doesn't mean we're going to recover fully. But it just looks like so many of the time frames are looking bullish. But we do have to ask ourselves, like, is it a dead cat bounce or is this a real thing? We just don't know. But we do know the long term, we're all in on Bitcoin. We are all in on Bitcoin. We're all in on recovery. Someone says 32K tonight or lower. How many times can it go from 38 to 32?
Well, don't tempt it. A few times.
A few times.
Yeah.
I mean, 24K is a number I've been looking at because isn't there a futures gap there? There's a CME gap.
Yeah, a lot
around
of people
24.
calling for 24, 25.
And there's another one around 19. But
Yeesh.
I don't think we're going to hit that. I mean, I think right now the manipulation, the thing is there's so many people buying around 30. And guys, it's so funny to watch the psychology of these markets play out.
It is.
And you catch it in yourself too. You know, what if I'm wrong? I mean, but I so strongly do not believe this is over that I don't really sit there and question it. I kind of play out the psychology of what it would be like if I ride it all the way back down to zero again. Well, I mean, not to zero, but down to the bottom again. Like, that would be pretty terrible. But like I said, I've done very well in this market. We can lose 90% and still, you know, be
Survive.
totally fine.
Yeah.
But it would suck.
Yeah. It would definitely suck.
But the thing is like, you see everybody say, oh man, I can't believe I missed it. Like, I wish I could have got in when it was this price. You see the price drop, and then what do people say? Oh, I ain't buying that.
Yeah.
Now what's going to happen when it goes back up again? They're going to say, oh, God, I'm a double dummy. You know? So I say this. If you have strong belief in Bitcoin, you should be buying at these prices. I mean, that's period. Not financial advice, of course. I can't do that. I'm not a financial advisor, ma'am. I'm not the guy that plays the bartender and the financial advisor and the sheriff all in the same town, but I could be. But you got people like Ray Dalio, who has said some interesting stuff about Bitcoin over the years, but
well, what's interesting to me about this is it aligns pretty heavily with a lot of his thought process and belief system, but he's never really come out and said anything positive about it. Just he's talked about it, and it does fall in line with his beliefs, but he's never said like I own it or until now.
Yeah, he says that
who's that? Throughput
Hacker Man. BB and Caleb and B. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Who's Caleb?
I mean, I know what Caleb and B probably stands for.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's just a random super chat.
Yeah, that's weird. $200. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay, so billionaire hedge fund boss sees an inflationary future where cash is trash and BTC catches on as a store of wealth. He still doubts governments will tolerate it. Concerns about a looming global debt crisis have taken the world's top hedge fund manager from doubting Bitcoin to dabbling in it. Bridgewater Associates founder Ray Dalio said the U.S. dollar is on the verge of devaluation on a level last seen 1971, and that China is threatening the greenback's role. Who says greenback? Is a world's reserve currency. Such an environment, Bitcoin, is that a pun? With its gold-like properties, looks increasingly attractive as a savings vehicle, said Dalio, whose firm started in 2021 with $1.19 billion in assets under management, making it the world's largest hedge fund. I didn't know that. Did you know that was the world's largest hedge fund?
I knew he was up there. I didn't know it was number one.
I always thought, what's the BlackRock Capital, right? Aren't they the biggest hedge fund?
It gets interesting when I don't know if they're technically a hedge fund as much as an asset manager.
Yeah,
so
could be right.
You know, it's just phraseology.
So there's more hedge funds than just this one that are getting in. Half of hedge funds are now investing in crypto, says PwC report. Reports based on the research in the first quarter of 2021. Guys, these people are all up in this now. There's no more speculating on when the institutional money is here. Like, it's here for sure. Report is based on data from research in the first quarter of 2021. The report was also created in partnership with the Alternative Investment Management Association, provides insights into how traditional hedge funds are looking at crypto. For purely crypto hedge funds, the report estimates the total assets under management has almost doubled in 2 years to about $4 billion. Now this is interesting. Most crypto hedge funds trade Bitcoin, obviously, followed by Ethereum. 67% of these hedge funds have Ethereum. Litecoin at 34%. Do not sleep on Litecoin. I tell you guys this all the time. Ain't nothing really going on with it, but for some reason, the people at the top like it. Chainlink, Polkadot, and Aave. When they buying Cardano?
I don't know.
So that'll be next cycle. Around 20%. Well, you know what's interesting? That is interesting that it's not on there at all. Anyways, around 20% surveyed are currently investing in digital assets. The average percentage of their total AUM invested is 3%. For the first time, we also covered yada, 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 yada. 82% said regulatory uncertainty remains the greatest barrier to investing in crypto. Stuff we already know. Well, speaking of, some really interesting stuff involving crypto, I think this is super fascinating. We've got Goldman Sachs here. Crypto stocks solve volatility issue, Goldman Sachs analysts say. So let's read through, see what this says. It says Coinbase stock is the best way for investors to gain exposure to the crypto industry and avoid volatility. But hasn't that stock been pretty volatile?
I was going to say. I don't think there's any such thing as avoiding volatility these days.
No, I mean, all markets are volatile right now.
Yeah. And even the ones that aren't are getting more volatile by the day.
Gizmo, stay. What is wrong with Gizmo? You know, I always wanted a Mogwai.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Gizmo's a Mogwai, if you didn't know.
Got it.
They look like the sweetest little animals, but they're also not real, I don't think. If somebody's got a Mogwai, I will buy that from you. In a note to clients on Monday, Goldman Sachs analyst Will Nance stated that the Coinbase stock is the best way for investors to gain exposure to the crypto industry, CNBC reports. According to reports, shares of crypto companies like Coinbase should be regarded as a hedge against the parabolic volatility of crypto like Bitcoin. Well, here's something that's interesting, right? We looked at the Coinbase stock, and we talked about that quite a bit. And we said that one thing that came out in the reports from Goldman Sachs, or from analysis on the Coinbase IPO, they said the price of the Coinbase stock is not equal, but is directly attached to the overall crypto markets, right? Because if the markets are going up, people are doing what? They're trading more. When they trade more, that's how Coinbase gets their value. Well, in that report that we covered several times, it was discovered that, I can't remember exactly what the number was. I think it was like 60% of Coinbase's trading came from Bitcoin and Ethereum. But it was literally split. It was 50% Bitcoin, 50% Ethereum. Meaning that people trade Ethereum just as much as they trade Bitcoin on Coinbase. Well, here we have Goldman Sachs telling you guys, the best way to get access to the crypto markets is through Coinbase, the IPO, or the public company, because the stock. Because, you're going to be able to get advantage of the trading without the crazy volatility of crypto. But then they came out. This may be really why they're telling you, because you can look at Coinbase as kind of a basket. It's a basket of assets in a lot of ways. If, let's say, Matic is going up and going crazy and it's helping the Coinbase bottom line, well, that's helping you. It's almost like kind of getting exposure to Matic. $1.3 trillion crypto price crash. But check this out. Leaked Goldman Sachs prediction gives high chance Ethereum will eclipse Bitcoin. When I tell it to you, you say I'm crazy. About when Goldman Sachs says it. Bitcoin price has lost almost 50%. Meanwhile, Ethereum is down by more than half after climbing to $4,000. Now, a leaked report from Wall Street giant Goldman Sachs has given Ethereum, the second largest crypto with a market cap of around $250 billion compared to Bitcoin $660 billion, a high chance of overtaking Bitcoin as a dominant store of value, calling it the Amazon of information. Guys, this is what I've told you guys for a long time now. Ethereum can do way more. Did we sell Mr. Elrond during the dip? Well, he had a good run here. We were actually able to fetch, I think, what did we end up getting for him?
I think we doubled our money with that trade.
Yeah, we had him on 2x leverage.
Yeah.
He's never used 2x before. He always uses much more. But we had him on 2x leverage. Now we've got two Elrons.
Yeah.
One in the basement, locked away, and then we keep one around here to end the live streams early.
Yeah.
So.
There you go. Guys,
Ian Bellina told you guys this on Around the Blockchain a couple weeks ago. Ethereum will pass Bitcoin. I don't see any way it doesn't. There's just so much you can do with Ethereum and so many other markets that are involved in the world that you can basically port over to the average investor through Ethereum. Bitcoin don't do nothing. You don't sell it, right? And I tell you what, trying to explain to people why spending Bitcoin is a bad idea, or like why it will never be something that people spend on a daily basis, it's really hard to do that to people, because people that are new to Bitcoin, that are brand new, like, they're just like, yeah, but how do you spend it? So we're all going to buy stuff with Bitcoin down the road. I was actually explaining this to woman that works at our decals place where we get all of our custom work done here for our vehicles, Miller Decals, here in Acworth, Georgia, and explained to her about, she was like, yeah, but so we're going to spend it. I'm like, well, no, we're not. But like, I thought that's a point. Like, it was, but now it's not. And telling that story about Jacob Canfield, who we need to get on around the blockchain, by the way.
Okay.
Jacob Canfield you guys may know him from Twitter. He had bought a mattress. I'll never forget him telling this story. He told me this story the day I went full time in crypto. It was pretty funny. But he told me he bought a mattress, back in 2016, early 2016, maybe it was 2015, when Overstock had started accepting crypto. They were one of the first places to ever do it. And that mattress in the 2017 bull run was worth like $400K or something like that. What is it now?
Yeah, right.
Well, not that much more.
Yeah. Maybe 600K.
$600K, It was over $1 million mattress a few weeks ago, or somewhere thereabouts. Now, that doesn't mean I spend crypto sometimes. I spend Bitcoin. I switch it over to on my crypto.com card. Which, by the way, I meant to show you guys, speaking of this real quick, I want to bring up crypto.com again, because last week I showed the cool flashy picture in the background, and then you got me sidetracked, and I never actually showed people how to get the card.
Oh, so it's my fault.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure.
But, I mean, their graphics are so catchy.
It was cool. I was just sitting here watching it go over and over and over.
I mean, we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again. Look at that card. But anyways, guys, you guys can get the crypto.com card. If you go to bitboycrypto.com on the deals, if you scroll down to staking here, you can get $25 for free with the code BitBoy when you get the crypto.com card. I love the crypto.com card. It's what I used to buy my Super Bowl tickets with last week, or at least put the deposit down on them. I love crypto.com. I never have any problems with it. But I tell people this all the time, and you can understand the different levels here and what you get. You get crypto back. Get 8% crypto back with the black card, the Obsidian card, which is pretty crazy how much you have to put down. How much is that card? Where are the prices? I guess you got to stake about $400,000. The one thing I wish they would do is I wish they would let you spend more than $25,000 a month. Like, even with a $400,000 card, you still have that same limit. But I use my crypto.com card as a way to take profits off the market, right? Like, yes, down the road, if you get caught in the minutia of it, like what I'm spending would be worth more. But it's a way to look, I bought a lot of stuff with this card over this year. And even if we write everything back down to zero or down to the bottom, that's stuff that I bought. That's profits that I took off the table. So it is a little interesting when you get into taking profits and how all that works. But, crypto.com card has been a great way for me to do that. So I did want to follow up on what we talked about last week with that. So let's get in here. China's latest move to tighten crypto regulation is not new. Could have fooled me, right? I've never heard China banning crypto before. Have you, DJ?
Yeah, just a little bit. That's what we were actually having this discussion with the people in the office this morning of they've never heard this narrative before. Oh, this is worse than last time. And it's like, no, it's
the exact same thing.
Pretty much exactly the same.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
China's recent move to tighten crypto regulation is not a new development, according to Paul Mackel, global head of FX research at HSBC. His comments come after Chinese Vice President Liu He and the State Council said in a statement on Friday, tighter regulation on crypto is needed to protect the financial system. Bobby Lee, founder and CEO of crypto wallet Ballet, expects Bitcoin to rally in the coming months. Yeah, we all know that. China's latest move to tighten crypto is not new. There's some messaging there. There's been some messaging there for some time. This is not a new development. As far as I'm concerned, they've been more cautious on crypto, he told CNBC's Street Signs Asia. He added that Beijing's recent attempt is not in direct conflict with the country's intent to launch its own digital yuan. I've told you guys that for a while, which aims to replace some cash in circulation. But I think overall, I think this is positive. We got to get this hash rate out of China. Yeah, for sure. We have to. That's some stuff I'm going to be talking to Texas about tomorrow. We got to be more proactive about this stuff.
Agreed.
So his comments came after Chinese Vice President Liu He and State Council said on Friday, tighter regulation on crypto is needed to protect the financial system. Statement said it was necessary to crack down on Bitcoin mining and trading behavior and resolutely prevent the transmission of individual risk to the social field. What does that mean?
Nothing. And basically, they're
transmission of individual risks to the social field.
They're talking about their citizens having potential risk of volatility of investing in investments that could go down. So, of course, they'll do all that for us.
Here's just a side note here. Bitcoin set to rally. Bobby Lee, Charlie Lee's brother, founder of Ballet Wallet, doesn't think the Bitcoin will continue to tank despite Chinese regulatory pressure. In fact, he expects the crypto surge in the coming months. I just wanted to show you this because it just reiterates what I've been telling you.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a surprise that we see Bitcoin rally again after we settle down from this current level. We could very well go $100,000 or higher even by the summer or fall. Why is everybody arguing over who's George?
No, it's...
Yeah, so George sent me an email last night. I like old George. He's a good guy. He also expects Chinese regulatory pressure to ease off, just like what we saw happen 4 years ago. And, of course, people recall from history that after the fall, Bitcoin rallied to an all-time high of $20,000, increase over 5 times in price.
And that key line there is just like we saw 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is what we keep saying for you guys over and over and over. Like, this
Wake
is
up.
Standard textbook, this is playbook, play-by-play exactly.
Guys, there's no way to really do what they're proposing to do with crypto. They can scold you, and if you get caught, you could get in trouble, I guess. What about what Hong Kong said? Hong Kong.
Well, I think we might. I don't know if he pulled that up, but it might be in the next.
I don't think it's there.
Okay.
That's Korea, right?
There should be a few, but yeah.
I don't think. I don't see anything that says Hong Kong here. China will boost crypto. Let me pull up a Hong Kong story. Hong Kong story. That doesn't work. Because they actually proposed something pretty radical. And guys, this is kind of scary here. Honestly, this is a scary story. Once again, no way to enforce this. But it says Hong Kong announces proposal to ban retail crypto trading. If the proposed act passes into law, and this, guys, this is how the haves keep you a have-not. If the proposed act passes into law, crypto trading will only be available to professionals with $1 million in their investment portfolio.
What a joke.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's what do they call that in America?
Accredited investor laws.
Accredited investor.
Which supposedly they're working on changing, but we'll see.
Well, they are going through some changes on it.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit easier to get into that. I mean, $1 million isn't as much as it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they're making it easier every day.
Yeah, every day. Thank you, Mr. Capital Mint.
Yeah. What's the take on the Bang flavor?
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't see, the thing is like the lemonades and the tea flavors, like they're good. I like them. The Georgia peach sweet tea is actually okay. I mean, I love sweet tea. Love me some sweet tea. I tell you what. Okay, never put enough sugar in the bottom of that thing. But the peach, not too sold on the peach, but this is it tastes pretty good. So I would say that I like the ones that have a little more carbonated pop to them. I like the ones that sizzle going down because I'm spicy. So moving on to another story here about South Korea. Now, I think it was Stash that said he thought South Korea would be getting into crypto in a hot and heavy way here pretty soon.
And it's important to mention this is probably a lot more of what has to do with the news coming out from these different nations about how they're approaching crypto and Bitcoin. It's all just posturing for them to try to get as much as they can for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody says get Tyler S on. I'd love to get Tyler S on. Tyler S is my favorite. He's my favorite YouTuber.
He was moving or something like that?
Yeah, he said he was moving, but he ain't moved yet, according to his set, I don't think. But I don't know, maybe I'll reach back out to him. I'd love to have him on. I love that guy. Bank of Korea to trial CBDC functionality in mock test. These CBDCs are something to keep our eye on. I would say probably, so I'm looking for like what is going to crash the market when the market does crash down the road. I can see like a few narratives. Obviously, if stock market crash, that'd be an easy out to end the bull market. But also these CBDCs, kind of the narrative that will be rising. I really think this is what they're setting up with all this. The next narrative down the road later this year is going to be, we don't need crypto, we have CBDCs.
Yeah,
so
I could see that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because to the average person that doesn't know a lot about, they said he did move. Somebody said he did move. Okay, well, reach out to him. So the thing is that for you guys that are newer to crypto, when you see a central bank digital currency, you may not understand the difference between that and a truly decentralized, crypto, which is Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of these other projects. And so you may think like, oh, this will just replace whatever. There's no change to the financial system with a CBDC. It's basically just making cash digital. That's all that it is.
Right.
So instead of having actual dollars, you got to go to your ATM. You can just access your digital dollars at any point. US is working on a digital dollar. It'll probably be out next year, I would think. So that'll be right in line with all this. This will be the next thing to push the market down when it does. I really believe this is going to be very big. And so what we're seeing right now with China and Korea and some of these countries, the US, what we're seeing is the posturing, talking about regulation. They're setting it up to move these CBDCs into the forefront. When the digital dollar comes out, it will probably crash Bitcoin for a temporary time. It won't be permanent, obviously. Somebody says China FUD should be called Hong Kong Fooey. That's
pretty good.
It's pretty funny, but, well, Hong Kong is part of China now, right?
Well, it depends on who you... Not if you ask Hong Kong, but if you ask China...
They're supposed to be independent.
If you ask China, they'd say yes.
Yeah, China definitely says yes. Man, I watched a lot of interesting stuff on that about a year ago. I think it was on Real Vision, I think, was the channel that actually talked about it. But anyways, South Korean Central Bank, Bank of Korea, plans to test the CBDC, see if it helps them sleep at night. The bank also emphasized that it does not necessarily intend to release a digital currency. Primary purpose of the test is to check whether the CBDC can serve settlement and remittance for the purchase of goods and services. So let's not get you too off guard here. We're just testing it, guys. Just testing it. Let's see how it works. Same thing China did. Test will begin in August 2021 and will conclude in June of 2022. Central Bank has yet to pick an operator for the pilot, but will open the opportunity up to bidders. The bank has alluded to CBDC efforts in the past, though this is the most substantive. Substantive?
Yep.
Is that how you say that word?
Substantive.
Substantive.
I would have thought it would have been most substantiated effort. Is how I would have said it.
That's a weird word. Moses Lopez says cookout is better than In-N-Out. No argument. You won't get an argument here on that. I love cookout. I like a good chili burger. CBDCs equal direct to consumer negative interest rates. Not good.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. The Bank of Korea has also emphasized it does not necessarily intend to release a digital currency. The goal of the trial run is only to check the feasibility and effectiveness of a CBDC. South Korea has been taking large steps toward the implementation of crypto and regulated technologies. So I think kind of what we'll see is I think we will see that this will be the next narrative. Who said TJ looks like Bobby Hill?
Hey, it's Gaston.
Gaston.
What's up, buddy?
Gaston, yeah. But I think what we'll see is towards the end of the year, these become more in the public eye. But I don't think it's going to take a long time for people to realize that this is just more fake money. Mm-hmm. You know, this is just like fiat. There's no difference.
We're seeing it in the chat already. Somebody said, isn't this the same as online banking is currently? And the answer is pretty much. I mean, it's basically a more efficient way to run the same Ponzi they've already been running.
Yeah, exactly. There's no change. Do you want to know why the U.S. is going to do a digital dollar? Because it will be easier to send out benefits to people on government programs.
Yep.
That's why. You want a stimulus check? They got lost in the mail? Guess what? You don't need a mail. You just send it straight. Everything's done that way. So, anyways, all right. So let's move on here. We also got this tweet right here. This is super interesting stuff, guys. $5 billion in USDC, which of course is the Coinbase dollar, was just printed. Now, I want you guys to note here, we're going to go back and we are going to look at, this guy's spending a lot of money to promote that Shilly coin.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, we will take your money. Thank you. Thank you for that. But yeah, I don't know anything about that coin. So this is the 7-day chart here for the Coinbase dollar. I want to show you guys something. It looks very dramatic when you look at the 7 days. But even when you look at when you go back to when this thing started in 2018, this is by far and away the most money that Coinbase has ever printed. If you know anything about stablecoins, okay, the way this works is they print these right before the trading volume goes up. We've seen it throughout the history of Tether. We saw it in 2017. We're seeing it now. We saw it in 2020. Why do they make more of these coins? Because they're anticipating demand. Why would they be anticipating demand at a time like this if the bull run's really over? They're certainly not anticipating demand for everybody to short everything. That's not what you use USDC for. What are they? These people. So anyways, the point is that this is super bullish news. And if you stablecoins, let me just explain something to you about stablecoins. Stablecoins make up less than 2% of all cryptos. They make over 60% of all trading volume. So why are people using these stablecoins? Well, the value is always $1, right? The Bitcoin gets to 64K. You take all of your money, you move it over to the dollar, and now it drops down to 29K, and now you can get like 2.2% or 2.2x the amount of Bitcoin you had before because your money's sitting there in a stable place. And so I think that what we're seeing here is Coinbase is preparing for a big move. When was the last time they printed? Well, they printed right here. It would have been at the end of April. We certainly have seen a lot of volume there. Someone says, NerdGen says, my boy got SimSwap, be safe out there, 6 figures gone from Coinbase. Guys, if you're using Coinbase, and you're not actively trading something on there, use the vault. Do not use the regular wallet. A SIM card swap takes about 15 minutes for them to wipe you out. The way that it works, they get access to your phone number. Your phone number is attached to your Gmail account. They're able to get access to your Gmail account, and from there, they can get into any account that they want that's connected to that.
Is there a minimum required for the vault, or anybody?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think there's a minimum.
If there was, those 6 figures is probably it. So his buddy could have probably had it. But I don't think there is, like you're saying, I don't know if there is, but if there is 6 figures, I would imagine.
So I think anyone can.
Okay.
So the way the vault works is it's a 24-hour withdrawal process. So if you're going to withdraw your money anywhere, it takes 24 hours. A SIM card swap takes 15 minutes. So there's no way for them to get access to your phone for 24 hours. You'll figure it out because you'll call them or somebody, you'll be like, oh, my phone isn't working. So you call your phone company, they get it fixed really quick. But the problem is the damage that's done in the middle. Well, if you're in the vault and it takes 24 hours and 2 different email addresses, which, by the way, it works best if you use 2 email addresses that are totally not connected. Maybe it's your email address and your wife's email address, or your address and your brother's or your cousin or your mistress or whoever it is. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Main key is one that's as far away from your cell phone number as possible.
Absolutely. So when you're using that, and also here's another trick for you. And this is so hard to do, but it's possible because I've done it. You can unlink your phone number from your Gmail account. Every time, that's why nobody's going to get my email. There's no phone number attached to it. You can't SIM card swap me and get in my Gmail. It's impossible. There's no phone number, okay? So the point here is that Google does everything they can do to try to force you to attach a phone number. So when you try to unattach your phone number, they're like, but wait, you'll lose access. But wait, you'll lose everything. But wait, you'll never be able to get into your email if you lose your own password. No, that's true. That's all lies. Okay? They want to have your phone number attached because they want access to your phone number. That's what Google wants. They want access to every piece of your personal information. So if you can disconnect it, you don't have to worry about getting SIM card swap. But this is a very real concern for people. So that Coinbase Vault will allow you not to get hacked in a SIM card swap. But detaching your phone number, if you have one of the big 4 providers, T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, or AT&T, unattaching that from everything will help a lot. Also, of course, use Google Authenticator or Authy. That helps 2FA stuff as well. Okay, so let's move on. The last story. Illinois to create legislation that would favor Bitcoin through issuing a digital asset charter. Illinois will soon become the 3rd state in the United States to pass legislation that would favor Bitcoin with a new digital asset charter, which will be granted to a special purpose trust company instead of a traditional bank. And then this is Caitlin Long. If you don't know who she is, she's actually the person who put Wyoming on the map as a crypto state. We told that story before. Pretty cool stuff. But she says Illinois taking further steps towards crypto. And here's, TJ, was there anything you found interesting about the fact it's Illinois? I'm gonna see how smart you are.
The Chicago, is fairly financially. I don't know what the word is. Like, you got L.A., New York, and Chicago's kind of one of those next major financial city. You got the CME is there. Is that where you were going?
The CME and the CBOE.
Yeah.
They're both there. They're both Chicago Boards of Options and Exchange, and then the Chicago Mercantile Exchange.
So a lot of the stuff that needs to be regulated is right there in Chicago.
Yep, exactly. So good. Proud of you, TJ.
Thanks.
You're growing up on me, Bobby. On March 23rd, 20,201.
What?
Yeah, this is guys. You've been transported to the future.
We've made it.
Bitcoin is now at $17 million per coin. This is phenomenal. These people.
It's like an episode of Rick and Morty, right?
It really is. The Illinois Housing Committee on Financial Institutions unanimously passed a bill to create a banking charter for special purpose trust company. Bill will come into force in May, with final votes happening on Monday, May 24th. That's today.
Look at that.
Today, 20,000 years from now. Sorry, 18,000. I'm not going to do the exact math. Blockchain and crypto have been in the state sight for quite some time. Illinois made a giant step towards adoption when it legalized blockchain-based smart contracts. As reported, Representative Keith Wheeler introduced a bill called Blockchain Technology Act, which could benefit the industry under certain circumstances. Now, here's what's really interesting about the timing of this. As you guys know, tonight I'm flying out to Austin, Texas. I'm going to talk to a special caucus in the Texas State House of Representatives. Going to be telling them what Bitcoin is, and I'm going to be telling them what they need to do. Dang it. Bobby. Might even see Hank while I'm there. So right now, Texas is proposing a significant virtual currency bill. So I assume this might be some questions that are getting asked. Here's the thing. The change in crypto right now is starting on the state level. We're seeing states start to put their best foot forward, their best boot forward, that is. Hope you don't get hit by the spur on the way out. And right now, Texas is looking at some of this stuff. And it's very exciting to think that the BitSquad is going to play a role in this stuff. And I hope that this is not the last time that we're going and speaking, to politicians out there. Because let's face facts. Politicians are not experts in crypto. There are very, very, very few experts in crypto. When you take the total amount of people that even understand it, and I tell you what, when you look at, now look, I'll say this. Our community here is so smart. We see the comments that from you guys. We have some super intelligent people. Almost everyone that watches this channel is super intelligent. We know you're visionary. That's why you're in here, okay? But when I go to other places and I look at some of the, newer kind of TikTok, not like you got Wendy and Blockchain Boy, they're great. You got Virtual Bacon, he's great. You got a lot of people that are like crypto, have been in this game for a while. But when you start to see the people that are pushing like SafeMoon and Dogecoin, and I'm not talking about Matt. I like Matt. You guys know Matt, Final Stand. I'm talking about the newer people to investing that don't even understand crypto. And you see the comments under there, and you're just like, woo. Sorry. I was moonwalking in Austin. You see the comments from these people, and you're like, they have no idea what they're talking about. Even people that are newer into this are still just trying to wrap their head around it. You got these politicians that are, surrounded by, all kinds of different forces and influences. And some of it, I've been told there's a good amount of people there that do watch my channel. So those are the smart politicians for sure. Okay. But when you have people that are working on policies, social policies, whatever it is, that's more what they're concerned about. It's hard to wrap your mind around this stuff. You can't just and you guys know if you're newer, you can't just start learning about crypto and be an expert in a month.
No.
You're just taking a bite out of the elephant at that point.
Yep.
So the fact that we get to bring our expertise and, our knowledge of crypto markets and the regulation, and also because we have a community here, we understand the problems, right? We understand the problems that you guys go through, the questions you have regarding the complicated tax policies, regarding regulation. We had the story last week that was like all of the major financial regulators, CFTC, the Treasury, the SEC, they're all arguing over who's in control of crypto because nobody knows. The fact that we have the opportunity to go to Texas and help maybe lead them into a good place to where they can make great decisions on how to position themselves in crypto, I think is so cool. So we're going to have much more about that. We will not be live. We'll have Around the Blockchain at 5 p.m. today. We got a video for you guys at 3 talking about the crypto markets. Hopefully with Chris from Crypto, we got to make some final tweaks on that. But tomorrow morning, we won't be live streaming. I'm going to be doing a video probably from my hotel room tomorrow morning, talking about more about what I'm doing and more about what's going on tomorrow. And then we're going to come talk about it on Wednesday. I'll be back live streaming on Wednesday. Around the Blockchain will take place tomorrow without me, but we will still do it. So definitely excited about everything that's going on here. We are doing big stuff here, and it's all because of you. All right, guys, I love you guys. Let's get that V-shaped recovery. We'll see what happens. Bitcoin still hovering around 37.5 right now. Ethereum hovering around 2,500. Hopefully we can get some big moves here today. That's all I got. Love you guys. Be blessed. BitBoy out. Yeehaw!